Yeah, awesome. There we go. Okay, welcome, folks, to the first of what I hope is a series of opportunities for us to sit down with honors students to talk about their experience. And today I'm very excited to be joined by one of our very soon to be recent graduates, who'll be graduating in a couple of days here in the summer of 26. Daniela Hernandez, how you doing?
Hi guys.
Awesome. And we just have a few questions. We're going to kind of chat about her experiences on a couple of the projects she worked on that were in the community and so forth. And yeah, just talk a little bit about what she got out of it. So with that, I should say my name's Craig Nicashin. I'm the Dean of the Honors College here at A&M Texarkana. And with that, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, what brought you to A&M, all the standards.
So my name's Daniela. I go by Danny. A lot of my friends call me Danny. I'm from Texarkana. I was born here and I've lived here my entire life.
Nice.
The reason I decided to stay here was it because of the opportunities it offered, honestly. It was a very affordable school and it was a growing school, which honestly, a lot of people may not agree with me, but I love Texarkana. And
Texarkana is
it is great. It is great. It has it's interesting, but I love Texarkana myself.
great.
And so it was a great opportunity to be able to stay near my family and my friends. And yeah, I was
Okay.
very excited to stay in the area.
Where did you go to one of the local high schools here?
I did. I went to Texas high school and I ran cross country there. And so I kind of carried that on into college for about 2 semesters. And that was also part of the reason. So,
Remember that. Yeah, you were one of our sort of dwindling number of folks who joined us when we were the honors program and kind of were with us through the transition into the honors college. And so yeah, much like the university, right? It has grown a great deal, certainly since you started. Okay, and your plans, you're about to graduate in a couple days. Can you tell me?
yes, I
Very excited.
graduate this Friday and I'm currently awaiting interviews to start for medical school. I have an interview in September and I'll hopefully be receiving a couple more. It's a little bit early right now in the cycle, but I am hoping to go to medical school next. So I would be starting next fall, if so. Very excited.
Awesome. What kind of medical practice are you thinking you might want to do?
Um, that's a very good question. So I started working in the NICU and I've been observing a lot of things there. So maybe something in neonatology or pediatrics, but I'm not entirely sure, honestly. Just
Nice.
kind of going wherever it takes me.
It's a good way to do it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your honors experience, right? Because I know you, like many of our students, you actually sort of took advantage of, I want to say, almost every academic thing that we do in honors. You took some honors classes, you did an honors assignment in a class, I think microbiology, and then you also did honors project essentially in the community and so forth. So, um, yeah, I guess we'll focus on the project, I suppose. This is ones that you did with some of our community partners and kind of took a leadership role, I guess, through the Health Professions Club. Is that right? So, yeah, kind of talk us through sort of how that came about, what you ended up doing, and what you got out of it and everything.
So I saw that the university did not have a health club. And it took me a little while to kind of be able to figure out who I could kind of go to kind of start that. And I went to Dr. Alam and he kind of guided me about like what I needed to do, how I needed to start. And right when I was actually beginning to form it, somebody actually started one. And so theirs was more focused on physical therapy,
Mhm.
because the DPT program here is it's huge. Everybody wants to go
Yeah, just
to
started.
school here, which is amazing. And so we kind of just joined together, and I kind of took on the role of like leading more of like the pre-med, pre-nursing, pre-PA group, and they kind of led more of like the pre-PT group, but we were still one. And so one of the things that we were looking at was how to connect with the community more because we kind of noticed that there was like a little bit of a gap in between the university and the community. And so we did our part to try to kind of bridge that together to get our name out there a little bit more. And so the president at the time of the PT group um, began to kind of look out for things that we could do. And one of the events that we found was Run the Line.
Right.
And we saw that people, they were needing a lot of people to run like water stations because it's a 13.1 mile race.
Mhm.
And it's a half marathon. And so that requires a lot of water stations because people get thirsty, of course. And so we took over and we made our own water station. And it was wonderful, really, to see all the people running through. It was so inspirational to see people running with children. There was a man with like an American flag on his back. There was people running in jeans. There was people running barefoot. It was interesting, really. It just kind of gave you a look into like the community and how different people were.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
you had a background in running, so did this draw you to it or
Yes, that too, for sure. I actually ran it the year before, I believe,
yeah.
and I placed third for the women's, which was amazing to me because I'd never run a half marathon before in my life.
Yeah.
And
I've probably run one collectively in my life total 3 times.
And so to be able to go back and kind of be that person that was helping instead of being the person racing, it was really a nice like full circle moment. But yeah, we all came together and actually we were able to get some honor students to come help us. And that was so helpful because we, like many other clubs on campus, do kind of struggle sometimes to get some attendance and to get people to actually show up. But the honors kids really showed up and they showed out. We had somebody bring actually we brought the school mascot and one of the students actually like honor students, she volunteered to actually get in it, which nobody else wanted to. And so to me that really showed the kind of students that we have here at the university and especially in the honors program, the
Yeah.
honors college.
Ace the Eagle was there, yeah.
Yes.
And that's kind of a great example of, I think, of what honors can mean, certainly, though it does take students who are motivated, which hopefully are the honors students, to kind of organize that. Yeah, because you were sort of in charge of reaching out and getting volunteers and everything. And I know I volunteered at that event before, though I just sort of cheered people on. I don't think I even gave them water, so I was much less relevant. But I'm always impressed at their motivation to run, which was fantastic. I know the other thing you mentioned that you'd worked on as well was the crocheting of hats. So talk us through this one. What is this project you did?
So, kind of a backstory on that. I had realized by like my second year that my entire life revolved around trying to get into medical school, and I had really no hobbies. It was either medical school or running, and I, I needed to find something else to do because I can't just, I'm sure people got tired of talking to me and it being the same conversation over and over. And so I looked into what kind of hobbies I could find. I literally just searched on Google hobbies like I could do and like cheap hobbies. And
It's a great
one of
honor
the
student solution. Do some research on this.
yeah,
What should I like? Yeah,
good Google search.
that's
And
fantastic.
the top one was crocheting, and I was like, well, that doesn't seem like crazy. Like, yarn is cheap, and I have time. And so I went to Hobby Lobby and I raided their section of, actually at the same time we're having like a great sale. So I just stocked up. And then I actually started kind of trying to make stuff, and I was like, oh gosh, this is hard. And then one of the first things I saw on YouTube that was like the easiest was to make like hats. And I was like, oh my goodness, I would love to make hats, but you know, it's hard to make really big hats. So I was kind of like, maybe I could make like smaller hats and then turn into, well, what am I actually going to do with these? Like, who do I give these to? Or and so I like kind of looked around and I had remembered that I had volunteered with an organization before called Fearfully and Wonderfully Made.
Mhm.
And so I kind of reached out to them and I was like, hey, like if I make really cute baby hats, could you guys, possibly hand them out to families? Because um I I know somebody that had lost a baby before around childbirth. And one of the things that she really was able to keep from to remember her baby was a blanket. And so I kind of started thinking about, what are the things that people would like to have if, to kind of comfort themselves when things like that happen. And so the cutest thing that I could think of was a cute baby hat that they know that their baby wore, or even just in general, who wouldn't want to have a cute baby hat? And so I made that for them, and they gave them out, and actually have a really cute picture that I was allowed to share of a oh
Back it up. There we go. No, that is cute. That's
yes, and so it just kind of turned into me um trying to find a hobby into trying to help other people that so that actually kind of helped me too because it makes you feel good whenever you can do something for somebody else and you know that somebody else appreciates it. And so I'm sure that those people appreciate it a lot. And yeah, and I was able to kind of engage with the community, which is something big with
Hmm.
honors,
Yeah.
is always looking to do things for other people. And so that's kind of what that was.
I know you've already kind of answered this, but I'll ask them anyway. Like, of these sort of activities that you did, what were the most impactful aspects of them for you? Like, what kind of resonated most with you? And then also, what challenges did you run into, aside from the fact learning that crocheting is hard? Yes, that's fair. I can't do any of that stuff, so beyond me.
Yeah, even now, sometimes I kind of, when I'm making one, I'm like, oh gosh, I messed up, and it'll make me really angry, but it's okay. Let's see. I guess one of like the obstacles with each, when it came to like run the line, I would honestly say that organizing it wasn't too hard. It was really getting people to be engaged and actually uh like show up. It was kind of hard, but I completely understand that because it was like in the middle of like the semester and people, were it was like I remember it being like an awful week. Like I think people were like testing and so I could understand that, especially when, the entire group of students. But so that was a kind of a big issue for that. But I mean, it worked out in the end. We actually had a lot of people turn out. It was more this year, I think, than it was the year before.
Right.
So that was a success. But for the crocheting,
Yeah, you might
ob-
not have had a challenge.
the obstacle, I mean, the only really obstacle was letting go of those little hats because they were so
Oh,
cute.
wow.
Nothing really.
Smiling baby hats. That's not strange at all. So these experiences, how would you say either these projects or your general experience in honors, how has it shaped your college career, if at all? Maybe it hasn't, I don't know. And how has it sort of how's it going to pay forward into your kind of plans after college, do you think? It hasn't happened yet, so you're just speculating, but what do you think?
Um, Let me see. That's kind of a big question. I'm
It is,
trying
yeah.
to break it.
It's sort of a big, broad kind of what did you get from honors? What was what was your takeaway from it?
Honestly, one of the things that I know wasn't really like one of the main things, but did work was I gained a lot of friendships from honors. It was nice to be connecting to students that had to do like the same things, like they're working on their own projects, and I would be like, "Well, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And just to kind of seek a little inspiration from what they were doing. But it was just nice to be able to get to know people that were having the same college experience as you,
Mhm.
but also the people in honors are really good students, and a lot of them were doing amazing things. I was like, oh my goodness, you're doing that? Well, that just inspires me. I need to do something like that too.
That's good.
And it just really helped to be able to meet a lot of people that uh yeah, that kind of understood you and were similar to you because there's so many organizations on campus and a lot of them are very specific, but
Hmm.
honors I feel like it's very broad and accepts everybody and anybody. And
Almost.
yeah,
They
almost,
they have to
almost.
meet the
Not
qualifications.
just anybody. Yeah.
But you're right. No, that is true. We don't have a hard limit on the number of honor students we can have. So if you do meet the qualifications, then sure, come on.
Qualified good people.
That's everybody, not just anybody, but yeah,
Not just anybody, but
that's a good point. All right. Is there anything else you wanna add, or anything else? Any last thoughts?
um
We've covered a great amount of ground.
we did, we did. I'm trying to think of anything. I mean, all I have to say is that I really recommend being an honors college. I liked it a lot.
Hey,
Yeah, so if you're
that's good. That's a dangerous question, I guess, for me to ask. Be like, yeah, any last thoughts? Yeah, don't do it. It's a waste of time. Uh, Hopefully that's not the case. Okay, well, with that, I'm very happy we got a chance to chat and premature slightly congratulations on your graduation on Friday. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward
thank
to
you.
it. And we
Yeah,
will
thank
obviously keep an eye on what you are doing in the future and so forth. And to our many, many viewers, thank you for tuning in. This is, like I said, the first of what I hope to be an ongoing series of just an opportunity to sit down with some of our honors graduates and students and get a sense from them of what's going on. All right. And with that, I will say take care.